CTB. What can I say? Welcome to the show. I'm CTB. As you can see, nothing but championship belts on the table. I mean, how else can I start this? You know, if I'm walking in the ring, you know, how would I want to be introduced? You know, entering the ring at this time from parts unknown. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cook the Barbershop. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. These are my guests, my brothers. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. And I hope you smell what we cooking. So, to my right.
They call me CF and Bills.
The wrestling?
God.
The wrestling god. And to my left, you guys have probably seen him many times before. He's been cutting the bullshit on the street.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We've been hitting up the parks.
Yes, sir.
We might be in your neighborhood soon.
The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Talk to him.
Fucking with y'all. Days Emperor, you know, live and direct. Y'all know y'all seen me, CTB, cutting the bullshit. From the barbershop to the streets. I'm here in the flesh.
But today, he's with the wrestling god, so you can call us the brothers.
A destruction.
The brothers.
You gotta destroy before you rebuild. You feel what I'm saying?
And just in case you don't like the way it was rebuilt, you can destroy it again.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's a special night. I know we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm Cook the Barber, and just a couple weeks ago, I was sitting in this barbershop watching WrestleMania 38, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just gonna go straight into it, you know, because I was sitting here with a couple of friends, and I was like, wow, it's WrestleMania 38. That means it's been a lot of WrestleManias. For me, at least. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I got a close connection with WrestleMania because WrestleMania was actually created the year I was born.
Mm-hmm.
So every time WrestleMania gains a year, I gain a year. So
WrestleMania, first WrestleMania was the year you was born?
in '84. So WrestleMania 38, I'll be 38 in August.
Nice.
We need some class for that. We need some class for that.
So yeah, man, I was watching this, and I'm not as big as a fan as I used to be, but I was really entertained, and I was just overwhelmed by all the things that I learned that night, which we're gonna get into, because I have my own history, and I was a big fan as a kid, and I showed you a picture. I'm gonna put the picture up for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But and I have my own collection of wrestlers. I had the ring. I had the steel cage. You know, it was
Classic. That's a classic.
I was having fun. I used to bring the things to the school, place them in the back of my station. You know, I don't know why I did that, but I did.
You want to hear a little secret? Remember when they had the Toys R Us on 34th Street?
Yeah.
We used to book mad wrestling toys. So I used to go to Harlem and hang out with my cousin Simon. Shout out to
Shout
Simon.
out to Smalls.
Yeah. Most definitely part of the reason why I'm into wrestling too. So I used to go stay the weekend over there, whatever. So I come back to the crib and Dave's like, yo, where you getting these toys from? Y'all want to get these toys? So it's like I already knew the system, what we need to do. Days was still young, so I'm like, nah, chill, stay here. You know what I mean? I'll grab something for you. So D like, nah, next time you go, I'm going there with you. So We shoot out there, whatever, and we just come back with wild action figures, the rings, all of that, bro. So, you know what I mean? My introduction,
Shit. That was my shit.
yeah,
The first ones, the rubber ones.
the ones that stayed
At that time,
pose.
which ones were you? You was getting the ones that were already moving?
Nah, the rubber joints.
Oh, you was getting the rubber
And
ones?
then remember the Chinese joints you used to buy at the little 99-cent store, and they look like the character, but they really not. You could take the heads and stuff. We had those too.
You had to be innovative, ladies and gentlemen.
They had the real cheap ones that they all had the same body with a different head, right?
But you know what? We still made them champions though. We did what we had to do.
Use your imagination.
Remember we used to color them with the markers and all that. Just give them a little design here and there. That's not Rey Mysterio. That's just Ray.
It's just Ray,
Yeah,
just
it's
like
just
that.
Ray.
Justrey.
Just Ray.
Just
That's
Ray.
it.
And Hulk Hogan was just Hogan.
Nah, his
no
name
Hulk.
was
There was no Hulk in
Steve.
it.
His name was Steve. That was it. Copyright
Everybody.
infringement.
It was like they all had a He-Man figure.
Yeah.
Facts,
Everybody was built up
facts.
like He-Man. The
Facts.
drawers and all that. It's like y'all couldn't get no creative. Like just change the color.
They got-
Copy and paste.
Excuse me. They got specials on some of those action figures. How they made them, there's some interesting stories behind some.
Yeah,
of
they
the
got
action
a
figures.
series of it on Netflix. But if people are really interested in getting those figures, there's a spot like when I first started doing meet and greets. It was a spot out in Queens called Wrestling Universe. Shout out to Wrestling Universe.
Meet and greets, for those of you who don't know what meet and greets are, tell them what meet and greets
So pretty much what they do is a promoter comes in bringing a wrestler, you know what I mean, and they have a combo. Depending on the price, you could get a photo, a item signed, or you get both of them together. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get to interact with the wrestlers and all that, but that's the dope part about it, because you see them outside of the gimmick. You know what I mean? Even though they're in their costume, because of the store that I went to, I was able to have that moment to be able to communicate with them behind the scenes. So it's like, bro, we see them as superstars, like superheroes and stuff. And I'm not taking that away from them, but it's like when you speak to them, it's like they down to earth people just like you. Yeah, like they just want to be treated with respect. That's it. So, that was cool with them, but it's just like being an adult and able to do that, because we wasn't able to do that growing up as kids. We weren't living in the richest house in the world. You know what I mean? We were able to watch the pay-per-views because Uncle E, shout out to Uncle E, always came through with the tapes. You know what I mean? He came through with the tapes, or we was able to go to grandma's house in Harlem and watch the pay-per-view here and there. So being able to go and meet these people, bro, it's like
I used to struggle to go see the main events. Like when I was a kid, I didn't have cable or none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Damn, where am I gonna watch this shit at? Am I gonna watch it?
Yo, y'all left something out too. I don't mean to cut y'all off. Y'all left out the wrestlers that was like pillows. You remember the little flat joints?
Yeah.
Y'all. Come on. What was
wrestling
those?
buddies.
Yes, exactly.
The thumbs, the one you put the thumb in.
Oh,
No.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yo.
Slide up the back. That's
No,
a
but
fact.
I'm
That's
talking
a
about,
fact.
like he said, the wrestling buddies. The joints that you used to be fucking up your bed with. Doing elbows and.
Oh, they brought those back out.
Oh, word?
Yeah, they brought those back out. They definitely dope.
Wrestling buddies, man. I remember that.
It's come a long way. They got so many toys for these wrestling events, and I think even now when I seen the wrestling main event recently, Stone Cold coming out in the 4-wheeler.
Oh yeah.
That might be an item that comes out for the kids. Like, oh, I want to get that.
Oh, you
4-wheeler for Stone Cold 4-wheeler.
You know what's crazy? They got it as the entrance inside of the video game. So you could create your character. He come out on a 4-wheeler like Stone Cold and all that. It's dope. That moment right there at WrestleMania was what I was waiting for. Like, I am a huge Stone Cold fan. That is my favorite wrestler. You know what I mean? My old school favorite wrestler was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Stone Cold was but Stone Cold was the reason we put it on too, because my guy that was here, Rick, that I just introduced you to.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to see Stone Cold. It's been like, I don't know, 19 years since
Yeah.
he was in the ring.
Yeah, the neck injury.
Okay. So I got that right.
Yeah.
He's been doing his homework. Shout out to CTB. My guy's The Rock. For me, it was The Rock. It was Undertaker first. You don't steal Undertaker with The Rock, man. It's my guy.
Great guys.
I like his energy. The Rock.
Yeah, bro. Listen, there's no wrestler in the game that's more entertaining than The Rock. John Cena tried. I'm not taking nothing away from John Cena. He is a punchline king when it come down to the promos. But when he went head to head with The Rock, he realized who the great one was.
Did you see the meeting between Stone Cold, The Rock, and Hulk Hogan? Was it 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
That WrestleMania 31 or 32?
No, it was
Or 30. One of those three, no?
See, now you got me slipping. I don't even know. I think it was WrestleMania 30.
It was dope, though, to see the Rock and Stone Cold and Hogan, all kind of. The Rock specifically giving them their props, giving, like they said, giving them their flowers.
Yeah.
If y'all know what WrestleMania that is, drop that down in the comments, please.
Real. Subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Quote. Don't quote us, but if y'all know which one that is, drop it in the comments, please.
Facts.
Most definitely.
If you was a wrestling fan from day one, drop some comments. Let me know how you felt about it and what you think about it now.
I'm still a wrestling nerd. I'm just a fly wrestling nerd.
Since you was a kid, you was into the wrestling?
Oh yeah. My dad was a wrestling head. But see, the thing was it was like, it was cool to a certain extent. When you got to a certain age, it was just like, all right, yo, you got to focus on growing up now. You know what I mean?
You know I got to ask this question, right?
Yeah.
You guys have had a match?
not against each other. Not against each other.
He trying to try that old school
of the bed, like the side of the ring and shit.
With the cardboard belt. You remember we was talking about that offset?
Reaching
the
for
cardboard
tag.
belts.
Reaching for the tag. Come on.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Man.
The crowd. The going wild. Oh shit.
Nah, but my grandma was watch wrestling. You know what I mean? Remember when we used to go down when grandma lived on McDougal and she had the TV downstairs in the room? We all used to watch SmackDown and she recorded and all that. So I grew up in a wrestling household. It's just that when I got to a certain age, I kind of fell back. I was still watching it, yes. Always watch wrestling. Never missed a WrestleMania. Like that is a tradition. You know what I mean? Never miss a WrestleMania. But it was like where I'm at now with it, I could have been like that years ago if I would have knew that avenue was still available. You know what I mean? At the age that I am. Just being at those events and seeing guys my age just turning up. And I'm like, yo, I got the charisma for this shit. Excuse my language. But I got the charisma for it. Like, and I'm having fun. And then you can make money while you doing it. So why not?
Having fun. I always bring that up. Having fun is important, man.
Yeah, most definitely. And then the people that you meet is like, it's dope. Like, because it's like everybody is there to have fun. Everybody is in tune with their 14-year-old. Like, when you was a kid, you wish you had something like this. Like we was talking before we started recording, we had the cardboard boxes and all that. So
right.
To be able
making belts out of cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Facts. Make some noise for that.
We made belts, championship belts out of cardboard boxes before these kids finally had a little fake belt. These are not fake belts. These are real belts. But now they got the little fake ones that you get.
The foam ones.
Yeah, the real,
ones,
flimsy. But they look nice. They look nice.
They cute.
And you be tight when somebody beat you and you gotta pass over your cardboard belt. Mm-hmm. You be tight.
It's cute, but it ain't nothing like when you raise this up in the air. This right here, it gives you a different feel.
I was a good drawer, so they used to hate on my belt because I made my belt look official. Like, it had to have stones on this side, stones on everything was very precise.
Artist, perfectionist.
While other niggas' belt was barely could even. They couldn't even cut it the right way. I had like the right measurements and everything. Like my shit was on point.
Son was there with.
He had his hefty utility knife
with the stencil. The stencil just boom. All right.
Who's some of your favorites from like the early WrestleManias? Like
So, like I said, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Ricky Steamboat, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, King Kong Bundy. Andre the Giant is a super fact. Like, Andre the Giant was the big man of big men. So, Andre the Giant will always be in that category. But if you ask me who my top 5 is, like my top 5 greatest wrestlers, that would be an interesting conversation. Because
I don't mean to cut you, but Andre the Giant, when he faced Hogan, that was in a WrestleMania, right?
yes,
What WrestleMania was that?
I think that was WrestleMania 2 or 3.
I had that. I think it might be 3 because I think 2 was Bundy.
Because I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty on my WrestleManias, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna test you on those.
I'm a little rusty.
I've been rushing up.
I should have been studying before I got here.
It's like both of y'all should have been studying before y'all got here.
I'm a little rusty.
A little rusty on the wrestling.
It's interesting you bring that up because a lot of people that seen that match, if you're a real wrestling fan, you know that's the passing of the torch. Because Andre the Giant passing to Hogan. Yeah, because Andre the Giant was the face of WWE. People came to see him. So when they brought in Hogan, Hogan technically was supposed to have been a heel. But the crowd drew to him because he was that American hero.
For the people that don't know what a heel is, explain to them what a heel is.
Oh, a heel is a bad guy. You got the heel and then you got the baby face. The baby face is the good guy. The heel is the bad guy. And the marks is people that ask dumb questions.
They might not know the wrestling linguistics.
Yeah,
so you got to educate them on the lingo.
So, but yeah, so that match between Hogan and Andre the Giant was a passing of the torch. See, there's multiple passes of torches in the WWE and WWF that you got to really be in. Oh, I thought you was passing. My bad.
No,
Reaching is a foul on camera. Reaching is a foul. Reaching is a foul. But there was a.
He wasn't gonna blow the whistle, but he had sound effects.
But you have Bret Hart, the passing of the torch with Bret Hart from Yokozuna, because Bret Hart introduced the wrestling that we have now. Because if you look at wrestling back in the days, it was always the big guy. Oh, sorry. It was always the big guy. So when Bret Hart beat Yokozuna, it showed them that, all right, we can give this title to somebody in his weight class and still make it look like it means something. So, you know, give a hand shout out to a hand clap to Bret Hart, you know.
Oh, Bret Hart, definitely. Getting back to Hogan, right? When he won the belt off of the Iron Sheik, I also learned that Iron Sheik won the belt from whom?
Was it Bob Backlund?
I think it was Bob Backlund, right?
I think it was Bob Backlund. I know he choked somebody out.
I think the story behind that one was that Bob Backlund didn't want to fight and give the belt to Hogan because Hogan wasn't a real wrestler, and so he lost it to the Iron Sheik instead.
Yes.
And then they made it so that Hogan can win it from the Iron Sheik.
Yes, because you can never put a baby face against a baby face back then. That was against the rules. You can't have a heel versus a heel. That's against the rules because it builds the storyline. See, they do that now because you know the society that we live in. You can do that, but back then, this is when people didn't have real access to wrestling. So what they seen, they believe. So you had like my son Rocky Johnson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Pops say, you got to work the gimmick. So even when they was outside, they always worked the gimmick. So that's why it was like that's why I loved old school wrestling so much. Like this wrestling is cool. I ain't taking nothing away from it, you know. But old school wrestling was what it was.
Shout out to old school wrestling.
Old school wrestling was dope because it was always a suspense. When Monday Night Raw went off, you waited for next week. You was in school like, yo,
Facts.
Did you see what Randy Orton? Did you see how Stone Cold stunned Vince McMahon?
Hold on. Don't forget Attitude Era. Shout out to Attitude Era.
I like I said before, and you know, as a poor kid, I didn't have cable, so I didn't get to see the big events on cable. but I saw the Saturday night main events. Those were also memorable.
We did too. We definitely we didn't have cable either.
11:30.
We had people that recorded it for us.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's what Uncle,
Yeah, I had to
Shout
wait
out
for it
to
to come
them.
on a VHS.
Before
Yeah.
DVR.
That's
Before.
that's what Uncle E came in at, because
That's a
Uncle E would go over to one of our cousins' crib, record it
fact.
on the VHS.
And
And
bring
when
it
I
back
went
to
to
the
rent
family.
it, I had to wait for Bobby from down the block who hasn't returned it yet to bring it back.
Remember Blockbuster? Niggas go get it from Blockbuster. You got to rewind it. You done got it from
you
this
get a
lazy.
fine.
Yeah, but you got it from somebody who was lazy, who watched the whole joint and didn't want to rewind it. Now you got to do the whole joint. You got to rewind it and then watch it from the beginning.
For y'all
And then do
millennials
what
don't
Randy
know
did
that
before he
means.
took it back to Blockbuster. Don't rewind it yourself.
The parents get home, be like, "Yo, Chris, didn't I tell you to rewind this shit? What the fuck?
We used to get
Now I
in
gotta
trouble.
rewind it."
We used to get in trouble for not rewinding the tape.
Or don't leave a part. Don't stop the tape in the middle and they think it's the beginning and they press play and now you messing up the suspense for them because they seen something. It's in the middle of the tape. So now you feel what I'm saying? Like now they gotta rewind it.
Just cut the bullshit. I gotta go. It's only 5 minutes left. They're gonna close.
No. But shout out to when they made the VCRs that when they got to the end of the tape, it rewind itself.
Oh yeah,
Make some noise for that.
Yeah.
Or the mother. Make some noise for that, ladies and gentlemen.
you know,
Automatic rewinder.
Or the mother.
Dad always had one of those.
I was about to word. It started but with that, it started with the tape deck. Remember, because he used to be painting,
Yeah.
so he didn't want to stop in between. You feel what I'm saying? So he had got a radio with the tape deck. No, and not only did it would rewind itself, it would flip over.
Like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. If
Yo,
you
I know we
experience
showing
this.
our age right now, but we putting y'all up on some game. But shout
Leave a
out to
comment.
Dad. He had the tape deck that not only would it rewind itself, but remember it would flip from A to B.
Yeah,
Because he wanted to hear the A side first, of course, but he damn sure wanted to hear that B side.
Oh, automatic.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Small ones. Small tapes.
no, well, he had the actual radio. My father, he was exclusive. He had the radio, the boombox joint. When you with the tape, it could, flip itself. Type joint, flip to the B side. I thought that was dope. You know what I mean?
But yeah. Nah, I watching when you got that tape, WrestleMania, to finally put it in. And back in the days, it was like everybody would get together for that.
Yeah, it was like Christmas.
Yeah, everybody like, yo, that's my seat. Don't sit there.
Yeah, most definitely. You
Right.
don't get beat up for sitting in somebody's seat. Most definitely.
About to watch WrestleMania.
Live
That's
and
it.
direct.
The
real.
older cousins was always bullying for the good seats. Always, kid.
So as I'm watching WrestleMania 38, right? I noticed this guy here, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is in fucking WrestleMania 38. Excuse my language.
So,
Was that a surprise to you? I mean, was
Not
there
really.
a build up for this?
oh no, yeah. Because that wasn't his first wrestling event.
Okay.
He showed up at another one and got his behind kicked. But, they just wanted to give him his 15 seconds of fame. I mean, him and his brother is actors. So,
He did pretty well.
Nah, he definitely did. I'm not taking nothing away from him. You know what I mean? But it was a cool match. It was an entertaining match. I like the fact that he got that skull crushing finale from Miz at the end. That's what made my day, because I truly don't like the Paul brothers.
Aside from that and him, was that a historic moment between the father and son, the Mysterios?
Yeah. Because I think what they're doing is they're using Ray to build Dominic. Because I personally don't feel Dominic is ready yet for that big push. Like he's a good wrestler. Like his in-ring ability is dope.
Junior?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio's son. His in-ring ability is cool, but it's what persona you gonna build around him? Because right now he's Rey Mysterio's son. So it's like, what are you gonna do with him now? You know what I mean? Unless they turn him heel, and that would be cool. Him turn on his pops, that would be a great storyline.
Well, shout out to that match. That was an entertaining match for me. The Miz, Jake Paul.
I mean, I give it a 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it, because it was good. I give it 4. I'm not even gonna lie. It was a good match. It wasn't no botches. Me personally, I didn't see no botches. And see, that's the one thing I pay attention to. Nobody, no celebrity ever had a match like Bad Bunny. If you watch WrestleMania,
Bad Bunny.
yeah, Bad Bunny, he killed it. Like he was the first.
I saw the when he pinned the guy for the 24/7 belt.
Yeah, no, that wasn't nothing. You gotta watch his WrestleMania match. You gotta watch his WrestleMania match because he was the first celebrity I ever seen do a Canadian Destroyer.
How the hell did Bad Bunny get into the WWE?
Because they was promoting his tour.
He was promoting.
They was promoting his tour because in 2021, you know, they was releasing the world, and he had a tour coming up in September. Bro, the moment Bad Bunny stepped in WWE, he had the most merchandise sales out of everybody. Like where his hoodies, all that was selling like crazy. So,
And that's the bottom line.
because Bad Bunny said so. But when he had that WrestleMania match, bro, it was over. It was over. Like just to see a celebrity come in and bust out a Canadian Destroyer. So for
What's a Canadian Destroyer?
I was just about to give him the 101. So a Canadian Destroyer is pretty much is a power driver.
Okay.
But what the person does is they put you in the power bomb formation, and instead of lifting you up and just power driving you, they front flip and then power drive you on your head. That is not well, technically now you got everybody and their mother doing it on wrestling. So I was about to say that's not a move that everybody can do.
Right.
But the first person I ever seen do it was Petey Williams from TNA Impact.
These moves get you hurt. You know.
If you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's why they say don't try it at home.
Even when they know what they're doing, they get hurt still.
Oh yeah. That's why I don't like
body aches.
That's why I don't like the F word. You know what I mean? We don't use the F word when we speak of wrestling. You know what I mean? That'll get you plucked in the lip. So
Okay, I'm stuck right now. I don't even want to ask.
all right, so
What's the
pardon me to all my wrestling
I have
friends
to
out
bleep
there.
this out?
Yeah. You got to bleep this word out. The word fake.
Oh, you know what's funny? I thought about what I was speaking about. And I didn't want to use
yeah.
the F word.
We don't
Right.
use the F word. You know what I mean? Because it's
It did
fake.
cross my mind.
It's fake to those that don't understand. You know what I mean? Like it's everything around you is fake. If you want to be honest, everything you watch is fake. You watch a movie of a guy pretending to be a cop, and you're excited by that. So what's the difference? You understand what I'm saying? You're still being entertained. But I guess because wrestling has like a Olympic background, you know, some people get offended by that, but we don't use that word.
Right.
You know what I mean? Wrestling is what wrestling is. And technically, if you watch a lot of the stuff around you, it uses wrestling formats. Like, for example, in politics, if you watch all right, so say they got The Rock versus Triple H at WrestleMania. For 2 months, they building that up. You got them talking trash to each other. You got the promos. The Rock might run down on Triple H, bust him in his joint. You know what I mean? Same thing with politics. You have the debates. You have their little commercials slandering each other. All that building up to it's time to vote. It's all the same thing. Promotion. It's all the same thing. Facts.
Heavy promotion. That's what I said. It's a business, so marketing is very important in any aspect in any business.
Yeah, that's a super fact.
No, that's a fact.
But wrestling does it better.
I got a question for you though.
We've learned.
Since Stone Cold is your favorite, what's one of your favorite Stone Cold moments?
Oh,
No, I gotta get there.
I'm happy you asked
Yes.
that.
Before you answer that too, I think boxing stole from wrestling. You know, all the shows that they put out, like
Yeah.
from in Rocky. Was it 4, 3? No, 4. Right when they used James Brown, right?
Yeah.
And they had a show right before the fight. It was an exhibition supposedly. So they stole. I think that comes from wrestling.
Hogan came from Rocky. Hogan was in the Rocky movie.
He wasn't as big as he was until after Rocky.
Yeah, and Vince seen them because in Rocky, Hogan was the bad guy. So that's the persona that they was bringing into WWE.
Interesting.
But the people drew to him. Like the people loved the way it's his persona. See,
They tapped into something there. They was like, ooh.
before I answer your question, I want to say something, and I might get crucified for saying this, right? Hogan is not a great wrestler because of his in-ring ability. because Hogan in-ring ability. Oh, look, that's how real it is. The wrestling gods are trying to tell me to shut my mouth. That's how real it is. Hogan,
Little libation.
Hogan in-ring ability is okay. It's what he said when he touched that mic. It's what he did when he was in front of that camera. That's what made Hogan who he was. Not his in-ring ability. You duff Hogan out, he rave up. The crowd's like, oh my God. Bro, his finisher move is the leg drop. Like one of the most basic wrestling moves. But it's the way he
Say it was the wackest.
But it's the build up. It's the
One of the wackest.
Damn.
but it's the build up to that move. See, people don't realize that Hogan caught you the moment Son hit him and he started revving up.
Yeah.
The prayer and the vitamins.
Yeah.
It's
So
the prayer and the vitamins.
he already got them. So now it's the setup to the throw to the rope. He hit you with the big boot. He
Hold
back
on, but
up.
when do he rip the shirt though? Because that's part of it too.
So that's on
Remember,
his way to the ring.
Oh,
That's on his
okay,
way to the
okay.
ring.
I was
Remember,
like,
he
yeah,
sit
man.
out there. Go. Yo, listen. Hold on. How many of y'all
Yeah,
tried to rip
you-
your
that's
shirt
what I
and wasn't successful?
There's
You
another,
know that was what I was getting to. Yeah, you beat me to it.
you know, but that happened to a recent MMA fight, I think,
Oh, word?
on camera. He tried to do that shit. You know what they do the ring?
Yeah.
And he was there stuck like,
Damn.
he got so mad. He just said,
We all had our moments.
Damn. 100% cotton. Nigga. No.
you got to talk to Hogan's designer.
Hogan's he was polyester,
Nah,
probably.
if you peep his shirts, right, is a pre-rip right here in the collar. So the moment he grab and rip, the most important part is the collar because that's where the rough part is at.
Come on, you giving away too much game, son. Chill. You ruining people's dreams right now. Come on.
But to your question, where
Continue.
he got
Continue.
he got him the wrestling guard here. You know what I mean?
Days
The wrestling
Emperor.
god, Days the Emperor.
Yes, sir.
Brothers of Destruction. Brothers of Destruction. So now with the Stone Cold, it's 2.
Okay.
It's not. You know what?
Shout out to my brother Show Me Proof.
Yeah, it's
Shout out to
2.
my brother Show Me Proof in the background.
It's 2 moments that Stone Cold had that's tied for 1. The one with the beer truck when he came to the ring because the reason why I
Okay.
say that is because he was injured. Remember, Owen Hart dropped him on his neck, so he was pretty much injured for like a year. But Vince was telling him, "Yo, you gotta sit down." Stone Cold was like, "Nah, fuck that." Just to have Stone Cold running in the ring and stunning somebody, we don't even need a match.
He looked like he was having a hard time in that little moment that he had
With Vince,
right now in the WrestleMania 38.
you say he looked like he had a hard time.
A little like when he was about to kick the guy, when the guy was in the corner.
That was Vince.
That's his name, Vince?
Yeah.
Okay, so when he was lifting up his leg to try to give him those few kicks into the chest or something like that, he looked to me like he had a little,
You're speaking a little blasphemy right now.
I'm just saying, I know he's hurt, so that's why.
Yeah, nah. You know, it's been a while since he been in the ring, but the beer, the one with the truck when he came to the ring and he was spraying with the beer because he was out, so he was just raising hell. That's where that came from.
Yeah.
And another one is when Vince got injured and he was in the hospital, and I mean Stone Cold was pretending he was the doctor. So he was like, yeah, nurse. And Stone Cold said something and whipped him out of that bedpan, bro. Yo, no, it's 3. It's 3 legendary ones. The one with him and Booker T in the supermarket. When he cracked the beer and Booker T stopped. Yo.
That one was crazy. I saw that one.
Yo, is that considered to be like Attitude Era?
That's all Attitude Era.
Yo.
Because John Cena brought in the Ruthless Aggression Era. When he walked in the ring and he slapped Kurt Angle and was like, "Oh, Ruthless Aggression." That was the switch from Attitude Era to Ruthless Aggression because Rock was going to movies, Brock Lesnar was leaving, Stone Cold was injured, so all they really had was Triple H, Undertaker. You know what I mean? Like if you pay attention to WrestleMania that just passed, WrestleMania was technically the end of the Attitude Era because 3 Attitude Era wrestlers had a moment there. Triple H retired.
Okay.
Undertaker got inducted into the Hall of Fame,
Right.
and Stone Cold had his
Stone
final
Cold
match.
had his final match.
Yes, that was and
makes
Brock
some noise for
Lesnar
that.
too.
You're saying that's the end of Attitude Era?
Yes, and that was a beautiful way to put it, because the way it finessed itself. See, a lot of people probably didn't even notice that the way they did it, the way they put it, because the night before was Friday was the introduction into the Hall of Fame of the Undertaker. They gave him a statue, whole big thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got everybody else getting inducted, but the main star was the Undertaker. He was the headliner. So then after that, on Saturday, you had Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens.
And Triple H was introduced to her, right?
No. Triple H came out the following night, Sunday, and he retired. He left his boots in the ring. So that's the end of the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era, those key components right there are the true key components of the Attitude Era, besides The Rock. And,
so you think we're moving into the era more, because I know there's a lot more females.
I love this. I love the women's division.
Right?
Yeah,
So
I love the women's division.
The match that caught my attention that night was the I don't know if I'm saying this right.
Bianca.
No. The Ronda Rousey against Charlotte Flair.
Ronda Rousey.
Can I say this real
Did
fast?
I say that right?
You said Ronda Rousey?
I don't know.
Boo.
Oh man.
Boo. I feel she's so overrated.
Yeah.
So overrated. Like, I feel like they threw the belt on her too fast. And the only reason why they did it is because of money. Granted, politics. I dig it. I understand. But her in-ring ability is trash. Like, she need a lot. If it was any other female coming in from the indies, wrestling the way she is, they wouldn't gave them that push. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're taking a risk. But because she got star quality, people will brush that off. Oh, she's just trying.
Like and subscribe. Tell us how you feel about Ronda Rousey in wrestling.
Drop some comments down there.
You know?
Rowdy
Now,
Ronda
Now,
Rousey.
granted, she had moments. You know what I
Charlotte
mean?
Flair, right? That's her name?
Yes.
Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter.
Pound for pound, the greatest woman wrestler ever. Greatest.
Wow.
She's better than her father.
Woo!
Yeah,
That's a bold statement.
I said it. And if
You
ain't
said it at
nobody
the
don't
same
like
time. It's
it,
a bold
I
statement.
say it again. Charlotte Flair is a way better wrestler than her father.
She's a way better athlete.
Her promo skills is not messing with Rick's. Again, that's another wrestler. If you watch a Ric Flair match, he'll give you like 50 chops. And then he'll throw a quick woo. He'll bounce off the rope, fall on the floor real fast, get tossed off the top. Then he put you in the figure four.
What was his
and
signature
a figure four.
Oh, okay.
He put you in the figure four, and now he's a champion. Again, it's not about, it was, at that time, it really wasn't about the in-ring ability. It was the promos. See, this era is wrestling. This era is about basic wrestling. This is why you get AEW. You know what I mean? And granted, I don't take nothing from AEW. AEW is a great show. But when you sit here and try to compare to the Titan that is WWE, you stepping out of your lane. You got to understand, Vince McMahon opened these doors for you to have the people that you have. He did something at an era that nobody wasn't allowed to do. You can't go to his territory and take a wrestler. I can't go. Vince was like, man, screw y'all. Yo, come over here. Yo, come over here. And then broadcast it. Then WCW was doing their thing. But at that time, they still had their territory. You got to stay in your territory. Vince McMahon kicked that door down and went to work. Now WCW was turning up. WCW was turning up. You know what I mean? Again, two titans. These wrestling brands now are great. But you're talking about these guys paved the way for you to have what you have. I'm not taking nothing from Tony Khan. I'm not taking nothing away from AEW. But they got to put some respect on WWE name. You got to respect Vince McMahon. Yeah, we don't like the decisions he's making right now. I don't. I want The Fiend back. One of my favorite wrestlers. You know what I mean? I was always a Bray Wyatt fan. But sometimes they got to make certain decisions that we don't understand. You're not going to pout about it. Love the fact that you got multiple different varieties of wrestling. I watch AEW for a whole different reason. If I want to see something with a story base, letting me know why these wrestlers is fighting in the ring, I watch WWE. If I want to watch straight out brawling, then yeah, I watch AEW. You know what I mean? That's what we had ACW for.
Facts.
See, ECW is a brand you
Extreme.
definitely got to put respect on.
Facts.
They made the Giants change their whole format of wrestling.
Now I want to continue on that, but before I continue on that, I want to ask you, right? You said
Bianca Belair.
Before, that's the one that came out with the big band on WrestleMania 38. She had a big band that when she was
Yeah. That's my girl. Right
she had a band, right?
That's my girl right there.
That's not no, I don't think that's not the Snoop Dogg's cousin.
No, that's Sasha Banks.
Oh, Sasha Banks is Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Yeah, Sasha Banks. I'm not a fan of Sasha Banks. I don't want to say that too loud because
No, she got a belt with the other.
with Naomi. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they tag team.
She see
Snoop Dogg's cousin.
yeah, and that's Brandy's cousin.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
Oh, the other one is Brandy's cousin.
Yeah, Brandy is Snoop cousin. All of them family.
All of them family.
All of them family.
Wow, that's crazy. That was something else that kind of caught me. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, she doing her thing in the Mandalorian right now.
Yeah.
You know, she's a good superstar. She is a superstar. Her persona is awesome. You know what I mean? I like the whole Banks boss and all that. I feel like
I seen the athleticism in her too.
yeah, no, all right. The reason why I don't like Sasha is because that run she had against Charlotte Flair. She kept getting injured. So it was just like, are you really built for the position that you running for? You know what I mean? That's the reason why I wasn't really feeling her. Now she does do her thing. I'm not gonna take that away from her. But I just wasn't a fan. I was never a fan. Like I like the run she had with Bailey when they was together.
Yeah.
That was dope. I definitely like that. But her persona is fire. Her persona is fire. Like definitely fire because it feel like it looked like that's naturally part of her. Like that character is her. So that's why I like it. Some people would try to pretend to be a character and it doesn't work, but they still try to force it on you. And it's like, nah, bro, like that's not who you are. That's why I like the Attitude Era because these guys had the freedom to be, you know what? I'm gonna have to lose the crown for a quick second. They had the freedom to be who they were. And that goes to Hogan. Now, remember I said something about my top 5.
Yeah.
See, Hogan will always be the number one wrestler to me because Hogan gave us 2 different forms of wrestling. He gave us the glory days when he fought all the giants, you know, eat your vitamins, say your prayers. You know what I mean? And then he gave us the Attitude Era. Hogan gave us the Attitude Era because when he went out to that ring and he hit who was it he hit with the big boot? I mean with the leg drop. Macho Man. When he hit Macho Man with the leg drop, the crowd lost their mind because everybody looked up to Hogan. When he came to the ring, they was expecting a savior. Yeah. And when he turned around to the crowd, he was like, all you women and children, you could shove it. It was over after that. That moment, that single moment right there changed wrestling forever. There will never, ever be a heel change like that. That is the greatest heel change ever in wrestling because this is Hogan. We watch Hogan beat King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, Giant Gonzalez,
Ultimate Warrior, man.
Oh, nah.
Man.
See, Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, man, that was my guy.
Ultimate Warrior was a different caliber of a wrestler. It's just that they couldn't control him. Ultimate Warrior was different. I liked Ultimate Warrior. I wasn't a fan. I liked them. You know what I mean?
Getting back to the extreme part, a crazy moment I watched of an extreme match was I don't know if it was a Terry Funk or somebody in that, some type of cowboy, one of those guys, and they asked somebody from the crowd for a chair, and the chair was thrown into the ring. But that wasn't the end of it. There was another chair thrown and another chair.
That was Terry Funk.
Another chair
That's
thrown.
Terry Funk.
Another chair thrown.
Wow.
Some poor dude got buried under chairs in the ring.
That was Terry Funk.
And the funniest thing about Terry Funk, right, because he was a character, when he get hit and he's like dazed out and he's doing his thing, he's trying to avoid getting hit by a chair, right? and he's like just playing it off like, what the fuck? I don't think he expected to get so many chairs be thrown into the ring. And when he finally decides to make a move, because I think he was confused, he didn't know what to do. He was trying to not get hurt.
but he takes this moment when the chair hits him that he does a spin and just falls on his back. He does a spin and falls on his back, and then he rolls out the ring like get out the fucking ring.
ECW, bro.
He was still in character though. He just in character like.
Yo, and I ain't gonna front. ECW was
watch
very
that. Go watch
entertaining, man. That barbed wire for me. That barbed wire match changed everything. That barbed wire match was crazy.
It was RVD, Sabu, and Taz for me. That's what really, and the Dudley Boys. That's what really made me start watching.
No, what about the Sandman?
Oh yeah, and the Sandman. That's a fact.
on.
But before I seen the Sandman, I seen RVD, Sabu, and Taz because RVD was beefing with Taz, and Bill Alfonso he was the manager of Sabu and RVD. So RVD used to try to play Sabu on the low, like he like, yeah, that's my man. So I'm like, and mind you, this is when, all right, so you millennials, I'm about to say something you don't understand.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, so this was back in the days when you turned the you heard me say turn the knob, right? We talking about a TV now. Just giving you a heads up. We talking about TV. You turn the knob to channel U.
You right?
Yeah,
What it was
then,
like 41.
And then you reach down. There's a second knob with additional channels. You turn all the way to like 31.
It was like
39. It was 39.
Smaller clicks too, right?
Yeah.
It's 39.
It was like tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
Where the other channels
39.
like click, click, click. When you had from 2 to 4, it was like
That's when we only had 13 channels. Yeah, 14 including the U. So we turn, boom, catch.
It was 39.
It was 39?
Yeah.
I knew it was in the 30s because the
channel
box.
39.
That's a fact.
The box was on 31. The box was on 31.
Right.
So we turn to 39 and you catch ECW. And mind you, we used to sit up in the middle of the night just playing Sega Genesis. Yeah, Sega Genesis. We used to sit up playing Sega Genesis. So one night they passed out. I've always been Batman. I'm always up at vigilante time. So I just so happened to be skimming through looking for the box and ran across ECW. So I'm like, yo, what the f- is this? I watched it. Next morning I told him, yo, bro, they got this wrestling. We searched. It wasn't there. So we realized it only came on for that day.
After Mad TV.
Yeah, after Mad TV. Yeah, Saturday after Mad TV. It was around like 1, 2 in the morning. No, after the Apollo actually, because it was always around like 2 a.m.
Facts.
It was around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when we watched it. So
I remember running into those things.
At those times of
I
ours.
was just running into. It's not like I had
times of ours.
So, you didn't have an idea. I didn't know that she was be playing.
Yeah, yo, bro, we didn't know
was up
either.
late,
It'd
bro.
just be like,
No, but it was see it was a lot of us. So different cousins would discover different stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Because we all up late, and once some of us fall asleep, somebody would start skimming through those channels. You know what I'm saying? 56. Remember, we would discover mad different random
yo,
stuff.
turn the knob quietly, man.
Movies.
Oh yeah, you get in trouble. You wake your
Yo, that's a fact.
Turn the knob quietly.
Yo, we get to like channel 56. You see a random movie. It'll be in Spanish, but we got like closed caption.
And
So
Dad
we
watch
dad
mad
watch
movies
it
in
with the
Spanish.
closed caption at the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? Like
movies in Spanish.
that was our little cable or something. But like he said, the ECW would come on like 39.
Yeah.
After the Apollo. The Apollo was late.
Like 1 in the morning, and then right after
Or
Apollo,
SNL. We would watch SNL too
I
after
never
Mad
watched
TV.
SNL.
No?
I started watching SNL when I grew up. Back in the days, it was Mad TV.
Mad TV all day.
Best SNL seasons when they was clowning Trump. That's the best SNL season ever.
But the Apollo was late, and then
Yeah.
ECW, that was different, man. Even the theme music. That
Yeah.
was,
Oh, yo, bro, listen to me.
crazy.
Anytime I hear the ECW theme music, I'm singing that shit. Yeah, that's that shit. That electric guitar, that's crazy. That's crazy. Excuse my language. I know I'm using foul language right now, but it was different. ECW was definitely a different feel because you see blood and destruction and females getting put through tables. You ain't seen nothing like that on WWF. Nah, you ain't seen nothing like that on WCW.
shock value was crazy.
Yes, it was crazy. Like you said, that scene with Terry Funk when they was throwing all the chairs inside the ring. That was ECW. But you know who did that? And this is and everybody shouts Vince McMahon. Vinnie
Okay.
Mac. Everybody shouts Vinnie Mac. Vinnie Mac is that dude, and I don't take nothing.
Shout out Vince McMahon.
Shout out Vince McMahon.
I don't take nothing from Vinnie Mac. But there was always a legend working in the shadows, and that's Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was there as a kid with Andre the Giant. Paul Heyman is the reason why we got Stone Cold Steve Austin. Paul Heyman is the reason why we got a lot of the wrestlers that we have. Paul Heyman gave us Extreme Wrestling after WCW kicked them out of the back door.
For me, not to cut you off with, Paul Heyman, great segue to ECW. For me, it was Sabu versus Tommy Dreamer.
Ooh, that was a great match.
That barbed wire
That was a
match.
great match.
Come on,
That was a great match.
versus Tommy Dreamer.
I got a chance to meet Sabu in person too. I got a chance to meet Sabu in person. He was mad cool. We did the polls together and all that.
That was a lot of.
You've met
It was
many of them,
gruesome.
right? How many guys you've met so far?
Man, I can't even count on 2 hands and 2 toes. I mean, 2 feet.
R.I.P. Razor Ramon. We
Yeah,
met
oh
Razor
yeah,
Ramon
yeah,
before
yeah.
he passed.
But
R.I.P. Ramon.
actually,
Scott
my
Hall.
nephew had a classic moment with Razor Ramon because as Razor was walking out the door, he walked up to him. He gave him a high five and then gave him a 2 sweet. I got that video.
You posted that, right? On
Yes,
Instagram?
yes. I got that
my
video.
son.
Classic.
Shout out to my
I didn't
son.
get a chance
He's
to
a
meet
champ.
him, but the fact that my nephew had that moment, that meant something to me. You know what I mean? That moment that will live on forever because a lot of people have that moment in their videos.
But you do have a moment.
Shout out again, Razor Ramon.
You have a moment with him because he noticed your jacket.
R.I.P.
Oh
the
yeah,
way
when
out.
he was getting in the car and he was
Noticed the jacket.
giving my jacket a shout out. Most definitely. Hold up. Quick shout out to Chalkline. You know what I mean? Chalkline is the one that be providing these jackets right here. So big shout out to Chalkline.
Most definitely.
You know, if you looking for a jacket with one of your favorite wrestlers or cartoon stars, go check out their Instagram. Jackets is fire.
Okay.
I got 13 so far.
What, CTV?
You want to tell the people where they can follow you, so they could check you out further after this?
Oh, so if you go on my Instagram page, all right, so it's gonna be a little complicated. You know what I mean? So my Instagram page is the.
They lucky they don't gotta rewind. They just pause.
If you want,
They don't got to do VHS with
I got an Instagram and a Facebook, but I really don't deal with my Facebook like that because Facebook is on a different wave. So I stick with my Instagram. So my Instagram is the_high_commander, THC. If you know what that means.
You heard it here. Just hit the little button backwards if you didn't hear the first time.
Yo, intros. You didn't talk about intros, man. Come on, you gotta give us drop some science about intros, man.
So, intros. To me, one of the greatest intros ever is the Brute. Gangrel. Did you see?
I concur.
Did you see when Edge did it? Oh my God, bro. That is the Brute entrance music. I think personally is like in the top 5 greatest entrance songs. Top 5.
Are you aware, CTB?
Top 5 intro songs of wrestlers?
Yeah.
Are you aware of?
Not really. No, I'm not too familiar
we talking
with
about?
some of the.
So when you get a chance, right, and you go on YouTube, look up.
To be honest, the only one I can remember is the Hulk Hogan one. And Undertaker, Simple 2. I remember that one.
No, but this one that we talking about, it's dope enough for you to drop some bars on.
Yeah?
It's fire.
No, you know who
Fire.
entrance is dope and it's simple.
Let's talk about that though. How they included hip hop in wrestling real quick with the Xena and rapping. I don't know. Was he the first one that he kind of like brought it
Who, Cena?
into the WWE? Oh, dope.
Actually, it was a joke because if it was an episode of SmackDown where they had a Halloween party and he was dressed up as Vanilla Ice.
Okay.
And he was running around and he was rapping. That's where we got John Cena from. That's that character. See, that's what I'm saying. At that time, you know what I mean? You could just pluck something out the air and you got a great character. Yeah. See, now it's so many rules, so many crybabies, so many whiners. I'm sorry. Like, this is wrestling. When you watching those movies, right? If y'all consider they use the F word a lot, right?
Yeah.
Why are you mad at the F word? If it's that, why are you mad? You understand what I'm saying? They can't be offending nobody if it's the F word.
Correct.
You dig what I'm saying? They do it in movies, they do it in videos, they do it in music videos, and y'all okay with it. So now there's all these restrictions on wrestling, and that's what John Cena came in at. John Cena gave us the PG era. See, the PG era is where everybody started losing their love for wrestling because we wanted that shock value, that awe, that suspense, that pop. It's always about that pop. You see when Stone Cold came to the ring and the crowd went off, that's the pop. That's that.
As soon as Stone Cold said something,
I remember I seen a clip. They was showing like some highlights for WrestleMania. I think they did like a highlight
I just want
reel.
to do a little check over there.
No problem.
They did a little highlight reel for him, and they was showing that clip when he ran down on Vince in the parking lot. No, but remember Vince limo had hit the truck, it took the top off.
Yeah.
And Stone Cold still grabbed him up out of there. I swear to that type of energy for me, man. I love that when they would just catch you on your way to the ring, or you feel what I'm saying. Back when you get out the limo, you ain't even get dressed yet. They just run down on you.
You was able to do things without people complaining. Social media messed wrestling up. I'm not even gonna say 100%. It helped a lot of indies wrestlers too, because growing up, we had what we seen on TV. Yeah. I didn't know about New Japan. I didn't know about MLW. I didn't know about TNA and all these other wrestling brands. See, shout out to my homegirl Erica, Swerve the Curve. Give her a quick shout out. She put me on. Give her a quick shout out. She put me on to a lot of the indies wrestlers. She actually linked me with the meet and greets. You know what I mean? Because we were just conversing, and you know what I mean. I knew her for a while, but I didn't know her love for her passion for wrestling was that strong. You know what I mean? So we were just conversing, and she like, yo, you got to come out to these spots. But before she started telling me about the spot, she like, yo, you got to check out this wrestler. You check out this wrestling brand. You check, and I was like, you got YouTube. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I go on YouTube, I check it out, and I'm like, yo, this is fire. Like, these dudes is doing stuff that you would never ever see on WWE. Like, Seth Rollins is a classic match I seen with Seth Rollins. They was fighting inside a gymnasium, right? And some fat dude was leaning against the pole of the ring. So as Seth Rollins fighting the dude, he kicked him. Dude fell, went to go get up. Seth Rollins turned around, ran towards the fat dude, ran up his stomach and did a moonsault and hit the other dude.
Wow.
I said, what the
That's crazy.
Hold up. What is this right here? Like, so I started getting in tune with different type of wrestling. So that's when I was like, okay, this is different. So now I'm watching this, I'm watching that. Now my wrestling IQ is growing. You know what I mean? Now I'm knowing about these guys before they get into the major league. So now it's like, okay, I know who that is. Let's see what Vince gonna do with him.
I got a quick question for you, because I seen something went down. How you feel about the Bobby Lashley situation? Because wasn't he the champ or something like that?
Oh, the Almighty? The Almighty?
He got hurt.
I mean,
so he had to give up the belt, right? He got hurt.
Yeah. He suppose he got hurt.
But now the way he came back and the way they positioned him,
because they turned him into a babyface.
Okay.
See, Bobby Lashley is a good wrestler. You know what I mean? He's definitely a good wrestler. But for some of these guys to really get that notoriety that they need, they have to go heel first before they become a babyface. You know what I mean? So when Bobby came in, he was a babyface, but it really didn't, like, the people really didn't take to him the way they did when he was the Almighty. When you hate to see somebody win, you're going to watch that show all the time just to catch them win. That's why Roman Reigns is the greatest thing happening to wrestling right now. The greatest thing happening to wrestling. Okay. Because when
That's the new champ?
That's the forever champ. The forever champ.
Is that the guy now that has
yes.
the unification?
Yes, the head of the table, the tribal chief.
So talk to me about that. What's the new thing about this unification? Because I didn't even know what does that mean. Where's the other title from?
So all right. So what Vince did, right? Being at the time they didn't really have no big competition. They separated the brands. You had SmackDown and you had Raw. Raw was the red brand. SmackDown was the blue brand. It in a way, it gave everybody an opportunity to get a shot at a title, to be able to grow, because you got these two big ass brands and you got one belt bouncing back and forth from both shows. So it gave everybody an opportunity, and it also gave them a bigger window to be creative, like Survivor Series. Instead of having, like, you know, back in the days you had the Team Lex Luger or Team Yokozuna. Now you got SmackDown versus Raw. So it's like, who's the better show? You know what I mean? So what they did was they gave them each their own title. They got their own title. SmackDown got the Intercontinental Champion, which is the secondary title. And then they got the tag teams and the women's championship. And then they have the women's tag team championship, which is bouncing back and forth from show to show, which is cool. That's cool for the women's division. I'm telling you right now, best women's division ever. This women's division for the past, I say, what, 10
What's
years?
the name of the women's division?
What?
What's the name of the women's division?
The women's division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't have nah, cause certain brands have like the knockout division, like TNA is the knockout division. So yeah, they got different names, but WWE kept it straight. It's the women's division.
Okay.
It's not the Divas era anymore with Nikki Bella and all them running around with the butterfly belt. It was a dope belt. I like the belt, but it was just like, nah, bro. Like the women we need the women wrestling to be more, you know, destructive. You know what I mean? Like, so, because
Speaking about the belts, this belt right here on the left, when that belt came out, I was like, with the wings, I was like, whoa.
See this belt right here, no lie. If you're a belt collector, you got that in your arsenal. This will forever. This will forever be one of the most classic belts ever. One of the most legendary belts. Everybody has one of these belts in a different color. See, I brought the belt, but I felt it was only right that I bestow it upon my nephew, DJ Champ Cena. So when we pull up to the events, right, y'all got to acknowledge him as DJ Champ Cena.
I look at that belt. I just got the little Hogan theme music in the background of my head.
He coming up.
He's playing in the back of my head.
I had to get my nephew a belt, though. I had to get my nephew a belt.
Like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. CTB, we cutting the bullshit
Drop
at the
some comments.
table. Follow us here and drop some comments, man. I hope you guys are having a good time watching this show. I knew we was gonna have a good time. I knew we was gonna have some fun.
It's always a good time when
Let
the
me know
wrestling
what you
god is
think.
around.
We will be doing a lot more of this. You know, definitely.
So let me give you a little heads up on this belt right here. See, this one right here is the pride and joy. This belt right here is what really brought me back to what I loved, because I was talking to my father-in-law about it today. On Shark Tank, they had these guys that had these custom belts. I don't know if you've seen them. They use them at the FanDuel Championship and all that. It's a custom belt, so they helped them build the company. These dudes is making buku bread right now. So I was looking and getting a custom belt. So when I seen them, I was like, this is cool, but this is not what I want. I want something that looked like something. I'm not taking that away from them.
This one is really a picture of him. In the middle.
Yeah. So
That's the weight on it.
So what I did was, as I was looking through their website, I came across a website called FanDuel. FanDuel Championship. But I think I came across it, or I think Erica put me on. One or the other. I know I got in tune with FanDuel. So I started talking to the guy through emails. You know what I mean? I before I pass any money off to you, player, I want to know what it is that you know what I mean, with the quality of your work. You know what I mean? So I did my research. I looked through. A couple of people got championships from them. I seen they was happy. They was looking dope. So I said, all right, cool. I sent them the bread. You got to put in the down payment. I sent in the down payment or whatever. So the following week, I paid off the rest of the bread. I said, I'm not even waiting. I paid that whole thing off. So they sent the belt in the mail. Mind you, it came all the way from China. So when they sent the belt to me, no lie, the moment I took that out of the box and I threw it on my shoulder, it was on after that. But see, I still wasn't where I'm at now. You know what I mean? I wasn't at the level that I'm at now. Like, yeah, I did my little ones and twos with the belt, but it was like on the low. You know what I mean? I take my pictures here, I do my little thing there, you know what I mean? But it was like, yo, you're a grown ass man.
So what's a grown ass man doing with some wrestling belts?
Yeah. Well, most definitely heard. You heard that here and there. So, so fast forward to 2020. Well, before we get there, right? There was a key moment that helped me get to where I'm at right now too, and I get that to my brother because you know what I mean. He would always come to me like, "Yo, bro, stop hiding who you are. You a dope dude, bro. Like, go out there and show the world who you are." You know what I mean? And I didn't really understood it. Like I always was doing my thing. You know me.
What was your goal?
You say it again?
What was your goal like before getting to like what did you start thinking about before you actually started taking the belt around and like when you decided to do that? Where did this come from?
So that's what I'm getting at. Like when I had the belt, the first time I brought the belt, it was just to collect it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I always wanted a title growing up as a kid. Like, I had belts before this one. I had 4 belts. The $1 Million Championship, I had the Undisputed, the World Champion, and the original Big Gold, the WWF one. I had those. But I didn't really take care of them like that. You know what I mean? Because, again, I was working. I was doing this. I was doing that. I had them. It was just to take pictures and it looked good. Like, I got wrestling belts. But when this belt came along, I still had that mind state. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to collect the belts because I got another one, a black one. I didn't bring it with me today. But I had got another one. I was like, yo, I got to get 2 of these belts. These belts is fire. So, back to my peoples. You know what I mean? Me and her was chatting and all that. So, we went to a wrestling meet and greet at the Wrestling Universe in Queens. And I got a chance to meet the IRS and Ted DiBiase. Bro, the $1 Million Man, at that moment, you understand how pissed off I was that I had a $1 Million Championship? Yeah.
$1 Million Man.
I had a $1 Million
Everybody has a price.
Yeah, everybody has a price.
For the $1 Million Man.
What?
Everybody has a price. And the IRS was there. Aaron Shyster, he was there.
Oh man.
So
IRS.
I was like, yo, I wish I had my $1 Million Championship to, have them sign it. My belt. I still got the plate to the original $1 Million Championship I had.
I seen a special on the belts too. On I think on YouTube. The $1 Million belt, all the prices, everything. They give you all of that.
Yeah, but it's all depending on where you go. If you really want a $1 Million Championship, go to WWE.com. Don't go nowhere else, unless you're dealing with a true belts craftsman. Like this dude know what he's doing. Like the dude that's making my belt. Right. Shout out to West Coast Design. You know what I mean? Dude work is awesome, bro.
He's making you a custom belt now.
At this moment, I don't want to give out too much details. You know what I mean? It's gonna shock the world. It's gonna be that nuke that they thought Putin was gonna drop.
Yo, but you got to dig more deeper into to who you are. So you of course I'm his brother, so I know more. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if we told the world that, but these guys are brothers, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I don't know if you see the features.
The secret's out, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why I asked him earlier. You guys ever had a match against each other?
He's like,
yeah, I just
it's
finished
going down at high noon. At
And
high noon, Mom does not have to know Dad is at work.
Somebody has to be champion. It'll only be one.
Whoever wins,
wrestle
the
quietly.
loser does the dishes.
But it's crazy that you bring that up. And I always tell my brother this story. We both used to play chess. You know what I mean? So I was playing chess before him, like way before him. So they had a tournament in the school. So I was so dedicated to winning that me and him went head to head. Now at that moment, I knew that if I let my brother win, I still come in the place that I'm coming in, regardless if I win or lose. But because I was so dedicated to winning, I beat him, and I ended up getting the trophy. And when I became an adult, I'm not gonna lie. I get emotional when I tell that story, but it bothered me because I'm very overprotective of my brother. But at that moment, it's like I threw him to the wolves. Like if it was a zombie attack, I tripped him.
And they shoot my leg.
Big shout out to Brotherhood.
Yes. Clap up for that. He chewed my leg.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I feel like I missed my brother now. Brother, where are you?
And we went twice. It was twice. We went to the finals. It was like a whole chase championship in the city. We was young, right? It was like
Yeah, most definitely. Hell,
fifth,
like,
sixth
in
grade.
fifth and sixth grade playing chess against
Dope.
chess masters.
It was crazy. That was
But-
where I won my Michael Jordan poster.
Oh yeah.
Won my Michael Jordan poster. I came in second place.
But after the conversation with him and the meet and greet with the IRS and him, I said I went outside. I started meeting a lot of the different wrestling fans. Shout out to WIE Wrestlers, everything. Those my brothers right there, brothers and sisters. Those my brothers and sisters right there. WIE Wrestlers, everything. So when I met them and we all started chatting and all that, it was just like, oh word, I ain't really know like people in my age range really deal with wrestling like that. Like, yo, bro, when you seen the line to go in there and meet the IRS and them, it was like they was pushing the kids to the side, like, God, little nigga, like, I was here first.
Grown ups cutting the line.
Word to my mother, bro. It was just like, and I'm like, okay. And then when you start going to these events and you really see it, like people come out dressed up in the gimmick. Like when I was at the big event, I met this dude that was dressed up like The Rock. Killed it, bro. He killed it. Like the way he delivered the persona, he had the eyebrow, the way he was dressed, he killed it. But it was just like, it was a judge-free zone. You know, he was the man at that moment. Like, he was the man. You know what I mean? So it was just like, yo, that's cool, bro. It's just simple but cool. To everybody else, it's like, oh, it's wrestling. But to him, he was the man. To us, he was the man. Like, he killed it. I gave that brother a shout out on my Instagram. You know what I mean? I forgot his Instagram name. I would definitely give him a shout out right now. But he was mad cool, bro. You know what I mean? He was going around taking pictures with people. The wrestlers wanted to take pictures with him. It's just like Comic-Con. People dress up like...
There are some people that take it too far, though.
No.
Some people.
No,
could be-
it's about what you love. It's about what you
what I'm
passionate
saying
about.
is, what I was trying to get to is, imagine you sitting there as a fan, right? And you see somebody next to you.
Okay.
Want to join in the match that's going on.
No, listen.
Like when the wrestlers get next to them,
And they try to jump
and
in.
they want
See, those...
to get one in there. I want to help you.
See.
You're my favorite wrestler. I just
Get off of him. That's how they
You wanna
get
hear
off.
a funny story?
I'm a fan.
You want to hear a funny story? So a couple of months back, right? Raw had came to the Barclays Center, right? So that day, I just so happened to take a picture, edit it with some red pants on, right?
you too, son.
With some red pants on, right? And I threw it on Instagram. So at the end of Raw, Seth Rollins was walking up the aisleway to go to the Titantron to go inside, and some husky dude in a black shirt and red pants tackled him. Now, mind you, I'm asleep. I didn't see Monday Night Raw. I'm knocked out. I wake up to text messages and screenshots and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what are they talking about? So I just so happened to go on on Facebook, and I see the video, and I was like, I can understand why y'all thought that was me. I can understand.
I thought it
Dude
was
in
him
red
too.
pants attacked Seth
Tackled
Rollins.
him.
Everybody thought it
Coming
was
down
me.
the ramp.
Mind you, if you see that, I can show you that. Hold on. I'll show you what you call it right now.
I'm telling you, on some get off of him. He just tackled him on his way down the ramp.
Bro, I mean,
And he still stayed in character. Shout out to Seth Rollins on that. He still stayed in character.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, some of them they still stay in
He was
character.
a random fan.
Yeah.
But this dude, I don't want to talk bad about him because listen, everybody get a little too in tune.
We just point out the moment.
He said that he's part of the bloodline. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns and him is his cousin, so he was defending his peace.
Just pointing out the moment.
Yeah, he was
time.
defending his peace. I'm not judging nobody. You do what you do. You dig what I'm saying? Whatever helps you sleep at night. But
For sure.
But he felt like Rollins disrespected Roman because at the time he was challenging, I think, Roman Reigns for the belt, or Roman Reigns just beat him. So it was a feud between him and Roman, and your man Seth was walking up the walkway, and dude just came out of the shadows.
Did he spear him?
He looked like a young Goldberg just entering the ring when he hit him with that spear.
I gotta
Kid.
check time.
Real football with it.
Yo, it was crazy.
We got to talk about your music expertise. You feel what I'm saying? We got to talk about so many different
Talking
dimensions of you.
talking about music. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's Days the Emperor's forte right there.
Yeah,
So
this ain't about me though, baby.
so
you
so
know?
Days the Emperor dropped a song called Mutual. You gotta say
Okay.
you gotta say it just like that. You gotta say
Mutual.
it fast, like just mutual. It just gotta sound like a sound.
Mutual.
Yeah. So the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is my theme song. This is my theme song. I like this song because the way it
What's the name of the song again?
Mutual.
Mutual.
Yeah.
No, you gotta do it again. We gotta
Mutual. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, guys, it gotta sound like a
Harmony
sound.
too. This guy's a harmonizing everything.
So when I heard it, I hit him like, yo, bro, this is my theme song right here. You gotta let me use this. Listen, whatever royalties I make from this, you definitely getting paid. Cause this right here is the joint, bro.
Yeah.
Like the drop, the way it just no. Shout out to Flip too for making that.
Flip
Yes.
trabajando.
Gotta give a shout out to
My
Flip.
guy Flip working.
Flip definitely dropped
Sound
that.
vision.
Dropped it. That down.
Flip trabajando.
But the way it rolls in, it sounds like a wrestling entrance song.
Yeah.
And then the message that he's delivering, it gives life to the character. Because now I took a risk calling myself the wrestling god. That's a big risk.
Okay.
Because
The wrestling god.
Yeah.
because it comes with a lot of backlash because it's like, why do you feel you're the wrestling god? And I don't call myself the wrestling god to say, well, I'm better than this one, I'm greater than that one. I call myself the wrestling god because I'm a man of the people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, and I like JBL. You know what I mean? JBL just, it was a promo when he went into the Hall of Fame, right? He got up on the podium and he was just like, if I ever offended anybody, did anything wrong in any type of way, let me just say, I'm the wrestling god. I don't apologize. I'm going into the Hall of Fame. I was like, that was fire.
That was classic.
That was fire. So what I did was I said, I'm going to take that persona, but I'm not going to keep it in a heel role. You know what I mean? Like, make him a man of the people. That's why when I go to these events, I always interact with everybody. But I also let them know that just as well as I'm the man, you the man too, kid.
Yeah.
We all out here chilling.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people ask, yo, can I take a picture with your belt? Can I take a picture with you? Sure. I'm just an average Joe, not Biden. I'm an average Joe just like you.
Bars.
Shit like that. Shit
Not
like
fighting.
that. I want the shit like that.
So when I decided to go forward with that name, you're always gonna be CF and Bills. You know what I mean? But when I started going forward with that name, I said, all right, I gotta create a persona for this. Like, it gotta be me. This is who I am. When you see me out there, that's me. Especially, I love to have fun, bro. I love to chill, especially seeing my brothers having fun. I don't want to never see nobody down. You know what I mean? So, like when we was at the Barclays Center at SmackDown, right? They had, New Yorkers in there. Yeah. So they was doing it, but their yurt was so weak. So I said, nah, we gonna turn this up. We gonna turn this up. Yeah. I had the whole stadium doing that the whole night. The whole night. Even when we was in the hallway doing it the whole night. And my son was there. My oldest son, Jaquan, 19 years old. He's there. And the whole night, he's just like, yo, Dad, like, the way the people come to you and this, that, and the third. And I said, you know why?
It's magnetic.
I said, you know why? Because I humble myself. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course, we all know we the man. You know you the man. You know you the man. I'm the man. But sometimes...
I know I'm a man.
But sometimes the best way to be the man is make somebody else feel like they the man. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with that. I just chill. That's why I gave myself the name the Wrestling God. So, but I also do it in a comical way too. You know what I mean? Make people laugh and all that. Everything is suspense. Right. Yeah, everything is suspense. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't really get to see Chris. You know what I mean? They see CF and Bills. They see the Wrestling God. A lot of people don't get to see Chris. Those that do get to see Chris is close family members. You're a family member. You already know that. You know what I mean? But certain people. You know what I mean? But I never want them to believe that or think that when I'm out there in wrestling God mode, that's not me. That's me. That's me. I just gave it a name. You know what I mean?
Well, we want to be as I want to be as me as I can.
You want to be as you as you can.
And you should be as me as you can
And
too.
there you go.
But
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Drop
Hit the
some
button,
comments
hit the
down
button, hit
there.
the button.
he got his pad over here.
So now we get to this.
Yes.
This right here came into existence.
Stay wrestling fly.
Stay wrestling
SWF,
fly.
ladies
And I'm
and
gonna tell you,
gentlemen.
Stay wrestling fly. I feel like I need a cape right now. Like Ric Flair.
We love you. Stay wrestling.
hold up. Let me just
We got it.
The crowd goes wild.
shout out to Chocolate.
But we got it. You got it. Listen,
Stay wrestling fly.
everybody, everybody dipped in their brand. You feel what I'm saying? You got to support your
We'll
cause.
take the picture. We'll put 'em up.
So when I created the wrestling guard, this is why I give so much respect to WIE. I always give them a shout out. Always show them love. I seen what they was doing. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, that's dope. Like they really look like the NWO, bro. Like you pull up, you see WIE shirts everywhere. Like I felt like I walked in the Blood neighborhood. Like, yo, what up, Blood? Everybody, kids, women, older men, like everybody had a WIE shirt on. So I said, okay, I see what they doing. So I started talking
group.
to them. Yeah, it's a big ass group.
People grouping up.
Big ass group. Like there's a lot of them. Like, you know what I mean? It would be dope if it was like a real wrestling event. Like, it would be dope. It's a lot of them, bro.
And that's what you want to accomplish as well. Whereas WF.
But my way of accomplishing that was creating a wrestling guard. I had to become the brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just me. It's nobody else. So that's why I had to, like, I really sat down and calculated, like, how I'm going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How am I going to get my name out there without looking like I'm swagger jacking or, you know what I mean? Like, trying to be like everybody else because I always want to be original, one of a kind, the one and only.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And these groups, they show up to the events.
Yo, yeah, all the time. They be at the Wrestling Universe. They be at the indie shows. They always there. You know what I mean? Because this is what we do. You know what I mean? They're big wrestling fans like me. They got belts and all that other stuff.
You spoken to people that, like, say, yo, you want to be a part of my,
Not yet because I want to get my merchandise together. Like,
They screaming it though. We've been there. I've been. They screaming SWF.
Get ready, y'all.
Stay
Get ready,
Wrestling
y'all.
Fly. They hashtagging it
Get
and
ready.
they
Stay
and they
wrestling
post.
fly.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's definitely
I was a
echoing.
little wrestling fly a little while ago. I gotta see. I was rocking those jewels.
and see that came to light because every time I pulled up to the event, I'm like, yo, I can't come looking like an average wrestling fan. No disrespect to the average wrestling fan, but I can't come looking like the average wrestling fan. Y'all niggas gotta realize, excuse me, sorry. Y'all gotta realize that y'all in the presence of greatness. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You're bringing some essence.
So every time I pulled up to the event, you know what I mean, they would always be like, yo, bro, you killing it, and this, that, and third. So I go on WWE, I go through their collection, I look at my sneakers, I'm like, all right, let me get that shirt, that, this, that. I started dealing with chalk line, grabbing chalk line jackets and all that other stuff. So, I shout out to Dapper Dan over here, you know what I mean? Because now, before I say what I have to say, you give a shout out to Dapper Dan, give a shout out to Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan is part of the reason why my whole wardrobe changed.
We might have like 20 minutes and wrap it up.
All right. So I'm gonna end it with this. So, Dapper Dan had me change my whole wardrobe up because I always match colors, but it was always basic red, black, blue, this. He's like, nah, contrast. You gotta be able to blend because my brother he did it. So when I entered that world, it gave me the opportunity to do that. With Chalkline and their jackets, it gave me the opportunity to do that. So I would, throw it together. Boom, come through the spot. I always had both my belts, clinky clink, dripping in gold. I was in there. So somebody said it to me like, yo, bro, you always staying fresh. I said, yeah, I stay wrestling fresh. So I said, oh, that's interesting. I looked it up. Somebody was already using wrestling fresh. So I said, I'm not going to jack they shit. Stay wrestling fly. And from that point on, I just started moving with that. Nice. So shout out to my homeboy Magnus. Magnus gave me the idea for SWF. One of my closest friends. One of my wrestling brothers. He gave me the idea for SWF. So once I incorporated all that together with the wrestling guard and threw a rocket ship on my back, it was over after that.
Here we are.
Okay, I got one more. I got one more before we go. I gotta ask this: have you thought about wrestling yourself?
Oh, most definitely.
I was holding that one in.
Most definitely.
I was holding that one in.
I want to give a shout out.
You know what? He just said theme song. Why would there be a theme song? There's no match later on.
Nah, I want a theme song, so I'm gonna have somebody with me with a Bluetooth, right? Every time I walk into any event, my music gonna play in the background. You know how when the Miz come out with John Morrison and they move in slow motion? That's how it's gonna be. Everything stops moving slow motion.
I had to ask that. I was holding that one in for a while.
Have you ever had the opportunity to just get in the ring and bounce off the ropes?
Yeah. When we met Kurt Angle in TNA, I took my dad, another great moment. Me and my dad, my sons went out to TNA, and I brought the TNA Heavyweight Championship. What came with that was an opportunity to. Oh no, they tell you don't bounce. They tell you real fast, don't bounce on the ropes.
Oh, yeah?
but them ropes ain't nothing that you could just. Them joints are strong, bro. Like when I pulled myself up, it was like, oh, okay. It's a technique. It's a technique.
Look easy on TV.
They make it look easy, bro, but them ropes ain't nothing for you to just be, you see your man Ultimate Warrior? Yeah, no, you're not going to walk up to them ropes and get your Ultimate Warrior on. Them ropes going to Ultimate Warrior you.
Get your Ultimate Warrior on.
So I got a chance. Me and my dad, my sons, we got a picture with Kurt Angle inside the ring. Like you could bounce around in the ring and all that. I actually got a picture with what's his dude name? Tito San Martino, I think.
Tito Santana.
Tito Santana, excuse me. Tito Santana. See, I get my wrestlers mixed up.
Tito Santana.
He was at an event out in Jersey, and I was in the ring with him, and he was bouncing around on the ring. And it's like, yo, bro, if you realize what those rings are made out of, you would give these wrestlers the utmost respect. Yeah. That's not cushion. They're trained to take those bumps. You know what I mean? They go through vigorous
Jake Paul was
training.
talking about that. Jake Paul was talking about
that.
Yeah.
I give him respect for that because he acknowledged that. Acknowledge it. He acknowledged that.
Acknowledged it.
He gave the respect because these guys go out there and they put their bodies on the line. See, they don't talk about the older wrestlers that's suffering behind this. Hulk Hogan done had like 12 back surgeries. Kevin Nash done had multiple knee surgeries. Like, these guys are feeling the effect.
A slam don't gotta be a slam to be a slam.
What is it though?
But these guys are going through this because they was willing to entertain us. That's why I give them the respect by not using the F word. You don't use the F word when you speak of wrestling entertainment.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you don't want to call it a sport,
physical contact.
Yeah, it is. How many of your sports athletes you think could get in that ring and then go out the next day after that and play a game?
Well, we done seen some like he said, hip hop. We done seen Snoop. We done seen Tyson, right? They didn't Floyd. We done seen some people. Wale.
But no, they didn't have a match. See, Jake Paul had a match. Bad Bunny had a match.
All the way back
Johnny
from when I was a
Johnny
kid,
Knoxville had a match.
Refrigerator Perry.
But they didn't have matches.
Tyson had a match.
See, this is what I mean by a match, right? When Bad Bunny fought, he was in that ring for a good 10 minutes. Okay. For Vince to leave you on live camera like that for that long, he has a lot of trust in you. You're doing something good.
Okay.
See, Refrigerator Perry probably got in the ring, did a little shoulder bump,
Lawrence Taylor.
clothesline, and then Lawrence Taylor is different too. Refrigerator Perry got on the sideline and then let the wrestlers do what the wrestlers do. And then the wrestler probably put him down and then let Refrigerator Perry pin. See, these guys had matches. They got body slam. They was jumping from top ropes. They was, you know what I mean? They was doing their thing. They might say Gronk, but I don't like Gronk either because Vince McMahon had to show him how to jump from the top of a freaking ledge. So I don't respect Gronk.
Bottom line is the ropes is not a joke.
No.
And the mat is not a cushion.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. All I'm saying is for all of those that's running around using the F word, and I give in wrestling the respect it deserve, go out there. Yeah. I know a training school. It's called Warriors of Wrestling. Go out there. See it. You seen it live. Yeah, you hear the slams. Goo-goom. Like,
I seen brothers. No, but
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I seen a brother fly out the ring and hit the railing, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
if you just fall off the chair right now, you can hurt yourself.
It's super facts.
You know what I'm saying?
You could stub your toe.
Yeah. I hit my toe on the side of some shit.
No, but they taking them hits with momentum.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying?
But it's also an art because it's the way you twist your body. You might fold yourself.
Absolutely.
I gotta protect you when I'm putting you in a suplex. So it's all about a connection too. You know what I mean?
And Jake Paul did the three what they call it, the three suplex.
Three amigo suplex.
Three amigos.
Yeah. It was high. It was cute. It was cute. It looked like one of his brother boxing matches.
The three amigos suplex.
But
yeah, you know about that?
But he wrestled though. I give it to Jake Paul.
He said that he never practiced the move, but he got it off. It looked good.
Yeah, he did. He did a pretty good job. I'm not taking nothing away from it. It was a good match. You know what I mean? But that for the celebrity for that night, I give it to Johnny Knoxville. That Johnny Knoxville match was good. It was definitely good. I give respect.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I give respect to
CTB. Like and subscribe.
Cut the bullshit.
Cutting the bullshit. But we're gonna be wrapping this up soon. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit the like button.
Yes, sir.
And we got Days the Emperor.
Yeah.
And
you got CF and Bills. The wrestling. Wait for it. God.
The Wrestling God, ladies and gentlemen. The Wrestling God. We're gonna have the Wrestling God back here soon again.
Almost definitely.
And if you're wondering about Mr. Days, which again we said we got a lot to share with Mr. Days because we have been in the streets before, and I'm pretty sure you can recognize him from the other shows that I've put up. So if you've been watching tonight, I hope you've enjoyed this show. I hope you've been blessed with nothing but fun, exciting
subscribe,
things,
comments,
and
Wait, before you go, let's give a round of applause for CTB. This brother right here made this happen.
Yes.
Let's give a round of
Thank
applause
you.
to this brother right here.
want myself. So that's okay.
Somebody in the crowd hating. It's always that one fan. It's always that one fan.
I appreciate you guys coming and sharing the table with me, and I gotta say, happy Easter.
Okay.
Happy WrestleMania season.
WrestleMania season. WrestleMania
I think
38.
Definitely missed out some points though. Yeah, I didn't talk about the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar.
The Rock Lesnar.
All right,
unification.
So can I say one
Brock
thing?
Lesnar
Let's close it with that.
Let me say one thing before we close out. Now, everybody was more focused on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and I always knew that Brock Lesnar was a stepping stone. Roman Reigns is what's best for business right now. You understand how much merchandise this dude sells. He has a tracksuit that people is buying. You know what I mean? It looked like a dope Adidas tracksuit, but it's the head of the table tracksuit.
But I hear, the Rock.
But that's why I was getting at. And I've been saying this.
It's my guy.
And I've been saying this, and everybody is no. Listen to me. The whole concept of Roman Reigns' persona is to be the greatest of all time. You're not gonna call yourself the head of the table, the tribal chief, if you're not expecting to be on the top of the mountain.
See, like the LeBron James of wrestling.
No, don't disrespect that as a table.
Tribal chief.
I seen like they had for real. I seen online they had like this whole
his
picture of his
accomplishments,
accomplishments.
yeah.
Yo, he had a lot of accomplishments.
Compare him to
I
Mike,
didn't know
not
that.
LeBron. LeBron got more losses.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I get it
You're
now.
talking about the new
I
champ
get it.
now. You're talking about
Yeah,
the new
Roman
champ.
Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So now
The one who beat Rock Lesnar.
I told him, I was like, yo, the best way to promote to keep his persona going is to give him the title from Raw. Because to make him the true head of the table, now you running both brands. You know what I mean? Now you could bounce from brand to brand just kicking ass. So what they're going to do is they're going to have him run rampant on Raw.
Yeah.
He beat everybody on SmackDown.
Okay.
They're going to have him run rampant on Raw. And then they're going to be like, who is it that we going to be able to bring in to stop the tribal chief? Understand the key of that saying, the tribal chief. Who is the greatest Samoan wrestler in wrestling history? The Rock.
Yes.
The greatest.
The people's champ.
So to solidify Roman Reigns as the greatest, he has to beat The Rock. And The Rock never had a retirement match.
Christopher.
So you think this is
doesn't-
going to be like what we were talking about earlier with where The Rock might come back to have this match and actually
He's going to lose.
hand over the, so to speak, over the...
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if you think Roman Reigns is the greatest of all. Nah, it doesn't.
Now, when it come down to promos, that's going to be a great battle right there.
But
Because,
you think it's really gonna happen? I'm sorry. You think it's really gonna happen?
yes, you didn't see.
Rock is a fucking action figure.
No, but see.
Yeah, I would love to see that. That's why I'm saying.
But
This.
Ready. He's
Rock,
asking.
regardless of what The Rock and them is out there doing, they always owe it to Vince. Vince created that for you. You know what I mean? So, The Rock coming back to fight Roman Reigns, and then Pete, the next WrestleMania is gonna be in Los Angeles,
Okay.
in Hollywood, and they've been promoting Hollywood.
Yes.
So I think that the match between him and Roman Reigns is going to be The Rock's retirement match. That's it. The Rock is because The Rock is technically the last official Attitude Era wrestler.
He didn't mention the NWO, man. NWO. Remember the Steiner brothers. Oh,
seen
man,
them-
it's
I
starting
seen
to
them in
come to
person.
me.
The
Oh
Steiner
man,
brothers,
it's
I seen
starting
them
to
in
come to
person.
me. I know we closing out, but mad names starting to come. Eric
No,
Bischoff.
you know
Scott
what?
Steiner, Rick
It just
Steiner.
makes the people want to come back for more.
We are
Yes.
going to come back.
Oh
from that.
man,
This is just the beginning.
WCW, Billy Kidman.
This is
You feel
just
what
the
I'm saying?
beginning.
DDP.
You know what I'm
My
saying?
son Diamond Dallas
Gonna
Page.
surprise you
hold on.
guys.
Hold up, but
Hollywood.
my prediction is that by SummerSlam or Survivor Series, The Rock is gonna make a presence
Okay.
to lead up to WrestleMania,
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
and it's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be the greatest WrestleMania match ever, but The Rock is gonna lose.
It doesn't matter if
You know where you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. CTB, the Wrestling God, Days the Emperor. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Have a beautiful night. Happy Easter. We out.